Well, I'd read it enough to like figure out. Well, I remember at one time I contemplated printing out the game fact in full, and then I realized it was over 700 pages, and I was like, no, they'd kill me if I did that.
Yeah, well, that's something that you do at school, and you go, "Oops, I printed it out."
So no kidding, off topic, but I did that once by accident.
At home or at school?
At school. I printed out an entire freaking novel at the school library, and I didn't know what to do, so I just got up and left.
Just left?
Yep. I was like, I didn't do it. Just walked away.
I bet it wasn't double-sided either.
No. I accidentally hit
color?
the print button.
Full color?
It was a laser printer, so I doubt it. But I accidentally hit print. I didn't think about it, and I freaked out and didn't hit cancel. So I just all of a sudden heard the printer start printing in the background, and I just went, uh-oh. And I just got up, packed up my things, and left.
You know that they can trace where...
I never got talked to, so they...
I'm sure they didn't care at that point because it was too late.
No, I bet they didn't even pay attention.
I bet they didn't care. They bet they were just like some stupid fucking idiot printing.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Gaming and Collecting Podcast. On this episode, me and Alex are going to be discussing Nintendo's 5th dedicated video game console, the Nintendo Wii, notably the system that revolutionized motion control gaming, with topics of discussion being the system's early release hype, along with some of the early games we played, and our opinions on the controls, the graphics, and most importantly, the system's impact on the gaming world. Well, anyways, guys, thank you once again for joining us as we discuss the games that shaped us. So, how you been?
I've been living. Tilly has decided that right now is the time to eat her food and be loud as hell doing it. So, if you can hear any jingling, that's my cat.
Good for her. Yep. Well, we're recording this one pretty early in the week, so we're not 100% dead yet.
No. We're still living. It's Tuesday. Woo!
Yeah. So if anyone wants to guess when this was recorded.
Woo!
Yeah, so not much has really happened other than it feels like it's been 4 days already.
Yeah. Well, I can't tell the story about my outdoor elevator experience.
Yeah. Do you want to share that, or?
Sure! So, I went on a construction job site for a 14, soon to be, I think, 15-story building. And there was an elevator outside. Okay. So I got to ride in it. And it was scary. But also pretty cool. But also not as scary as I thought it was going to be. Because my initial thoughts when I heard outdoor elevator were those window washing elevators that
you
they
mean
used
a scaffolding?
Yes, a scaffolding. I thought it was a scaffolding, so I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. But then I got into it, and it was like an actual elevator, like it had closing doors and like wall to ceiling. So it wasn't as scary as I thought. But only like 20 minutes after I got off of it, it broke down. So woo!
As things do.
Yeah. Well, it's been raining.
I'm sure there was OSHA compliance going on.
Well, what happened is, like, it's been raining, like, nonstop for the past couple of weeks, and they've been doing construction, so, and it's outside, so it's getting downpoured and rain, so it's just been having issues because of water, basically.
Yep.
Too much water. So, but it was really cool, but also terrifying.
Okay, Pokemon Gen 3.
Huh?
Pokemon Gen 3.
I don't... What?
5 out of 10, too much water.
Oh. I think that went right over my head. I thought it had to do with an elevator. I was really confused.
No. Well, we can share what we're drinking today, but mine is pretty boring.
You're drinking water? What brand?
Yeah, because I'm drinking some wonderful Poland Springs water because it's Tuesday.
And I'm drinking Ace Perry Craft Cider because it's Tuesday. And I can drink when I want.
Yeah, and you also worked from home today, so...
I wasn't drinking. You're making it sound like I was drinking throughout the whole day.
I didn't say anything. You're the one that's
I
acting
feel like
accused.
that's what you're implying that. I have had one. It's just been this, and it's like you can see it's like almost done too. That's all I've had.
Yeah. Yep. In the audio-based media, you can see everybody. See.
I know. I said you, my brother, can see. All right. You know what? You know what? You know what? Fuck you, Peach.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, in other words, it's been a very uneventful week so far.
Nope. Hopefully, it'll be more eventful.
Any anime you've caught up on, or?
Oh yes, I have. So I've caught up with the Black Clover dub, because I realized that the last season of Black Clover is the dub last. Actually, the last season in general isn't on Funimation yet. So I can watch it on Crunchyroll subbed, but I'd rather just wait for the dub at this point. So I finished up to season 3. So now I just gotta wait for season 4. And then I was getting caught up with Jujutsu Kaisen, and I think I only have like 3 more episodes of that. And then there's more One Piece I can watch after that. But then after that, I have a clean slate. I can watch whatever. So,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna watch.
I just caught up with Yashahime, so except for the final episode, I still haven't watched that yet
No.
because it's finally fully dubbed.
Woo! Is it on? Where do you watch that on?
Hulu.
Yeah.
I'm paying for it, so I might as well.
Yeah. No, I don't know what I'm gonna watch next though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I might see what's coming out new. Watch something different. Or there's also that time I reincarnated as a slime. I can also start watching that again because I had some new episodes come out, I think. But
It's funny. My friend pointed out that we didn't even bring up Full Metal Alchemist during the anime episode.
my God, like I was like thinking about it after listening to it, and I was like, we didn't think of this show.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
We could have honestly gone on for about 5 hours with that one.
we could honestly probably do a part 2 at some point.
Nah, not anytime soon.
No,
We'll get
not
to it
anytime soon. Not anytime soon. But like we could definitely do it at some point.
Well, this is the Gaming and Collecting podcast where we have to talk about gaming.
Occasionally.
Not really collecting. That's kind of just that's a concept that we kind of just imply. But
Yeah.
someday, people, someday.
Someday.
But anyways, as a gaming podcast, we actually do have a gaming-centric topic for once today. In this episode, we're actually going to do a retrospective on the Wii.
Wee woo. Wee.
No, that's its failed successor. We're not going to talk about that. But anyways, yeah. So, do you remember when the Wii was first announced?
Maybe.
Well, initially, it was just Project Revolution.
Okay, I don't remember that.
So this is pre show. It was really pre-showcase where it was being codenamed the Project Revolution, and for a while it was known as the Nintendo Revolution, which honestly, in hindsight, would have been a better name.
I don't know. I like the Wii.
Yeah, but Wii kind of sounds stupid, and it led to a bunch of issues that Nintendo took a while to recover from later on.
Oh.
But I mean, aside from the early pre-announcements before we really knew a lot about the system, my first real concrete memory is probably the commercial. You remember the commercials for the Wii, right?
Not off the top of my head, but I'm sure if you start talking, it will all come back to me.
We would like to play.
Oh.
You remember the commercial, the two Japanese guys show up in the smart car, and then they just start playing Wii at people's houses.
Oh. I remember those commercials.
They were effective, because they showed exactly what was going on with that thing.
We would like to play. Like, it's just so creepy. But yeah, I remember those now. Because they would always show, like, Wii Sports, right? It would always be, like, Wii Sports. Like, they'd be playing tennis
anything that was...
motion controls.
Yes, the system's defining factor. The thing that pretty much everything pre-release really, like, showcased. Because the Wii was an interesting time for gaming, because at that point, the Xbox 360 was already out because it got rushed to market.
Yep.
And the PS3 was... people were aware of it, but it still wasn't quite out yet. Mm-hmm. And that was the beginning of the HD era, where everything was finally going, like, full HD, like, graphics were taking this huge leap, even though it wasn't super apparent at first.
Yep.
And Nintendo, on the other hand, were going a completely different direction, because they had gone from number 2 with the N64 generation to all the way down to, like, number 3 with the GameCube, and they needed to really kind of get back on track, so they kind of took more of their handheld approach and went for something more innovative and user-friendly, I guess you could say, as opposed to being the most powerful system on the market.
I'd say, like, very family, almost like anyone can play it orientated, like it's not...
So that was probably Nintendo's early goal with the system, because they definitely hit it out of the park, because everybody was talking about the Wii when it was first announced. Because I'll never forget the first time I experienced the Wii, because it was really weird early on. Like, I remember a lot of, like, early, like, because this was this was still pretty early internet, like around 2006 when the Wii came out, 2005 when it was, like, announced. Mm-hmm. So YouTube was still not even close to the behemoth it is now, and it was finding good footage of, like, video game stuff was kind of rare, and you kind of had to go off of, like, news articles, and I guess G4 TV, if that was still even relevant at that point. I don't really even remember.
Yep.
It was around. I'm not sure if they had completely given up on video games at that point yet, but really, I think all we had was, like, the early internet, like, games, like, sites and stuff. And it was, all you could do was, like, kind of, like, you'd see small things and you see commercials and you'd be kind of like, oh, that looks different. I'll probably try that out. And I remember even going to, like, GameStops and stuff, or I guess EB Games. Some of them were still EB Games at that point. This is before they got completely, like, they just kind of went full on GameStop in America. Mm-hmm. I remember, like, they'd have, like, Wii's set up, but the controllers wouldn't be, like, there. You'd have to, like, ask for them in some stores, or others just wouldn't have them at all. Yep. So it was kind of hard to really get a good, like, judge on it. And I don't think I really... The first time I actually ever got to experience the Wii was... So we were at a mall. I don't remember which mall, but we were at a mall at the time. Mm-hmm. Back when malls were still somewhat a thing.
Yeah.
And I remember it was me, you, and Mom. And you and Mom went to a clothes store.
Yeah.
And I was basically like, fend for yourself for 20 minutes, because it was still somewhat safe to let your... So let's see, 06, so I was like... probably 16-ish, maybe, or something.
I'm, like, trying to do math in my head right now. It's like, wait a minute, how old was I?
No, actually, no, I might have been, like, 11, actually, now that I think about it.
Well, yeah, because 1995,
yeah. No, I was, like, 11, and it was kind of like, okay, you can go to any of the stores within this little square. We're next to the whatever clothing store you guys were in at the time.
Yep.
And lo and behold, there was a massive kiosk set up of nothing but Wiis. And they were letting people try out the Wii. So I was like, okay, I'll try that out, because it was free, and it was like, yeah, go for it. It's like,
why not?
And for some reason, there was lines for every game except Mario Party 8. There was nobody in line for that. So I was like, okay, I'll play Mario Party 8. And here's this just say how long you were in the clothing store. I finished 2 boards.
Oh my god. And no one came up to take a turn?
No one else wanted this. That's the funniest part about it, because literally the guy was like looking around. He was like, "Yeah, no one's here. I guess you can keep going." I was like, "Okay." So it just kept going, and I finished 1 board, and the guy was like, "You want to go again?" I was like, "Okay." Keep in mind, it was like a demo version, and it was set to easy, so it wasn't the most challenging thing ever.
Yeah, people knew Mario Party 8 was trash before it even came out. Oh my god.
I mean, I had a blast with it. It's actually one of the reasons that actually made me want to that made me, the diehard Sony fanboy, actually want a Wii. Which I think is actually probably one of the reasons why most people wanted Wiis at the time.
Oh, really? For Mario Party?
Well, no, just because of how different it was.
Yeah.
So, I did that, and then it kind of went in the back burner, because, I mean, I wanted a Wii, but at the same time, I still wanted a PS3 more, just because Sony diehard. And unfortunately, at that time, the PlayStation 3 was $599. So, yeah. So
you went with the PlayStation.
So I went with the PlayStation 3, but in hindsight, because Wiis were surprisingly cheap for the time, we ended up getting a Wii as well as like a family system.
Yeah.
And by family, I mean mostly me and Alex.
Yes. It was in the basement. It was ours.
I was in the basement, and it was the first console I hooked up on my own.
Wow, good job. Proud of you.
Well, because we wanted to play it, and no one would set it up, and I was like, I could figure this out. It's just match the colors. And then it's like, why won't it work? And it's like, oh, wait, there's this sensor bar you got to hook up and get adjusted right. And it was an ordeal.
Yep.
I remember syncing up the thing was... Syncing the controllers to the system was like the biggest pain ever. Because it was, I don't know, it was a pain. It didn't work right. But I remember we finally get it hooked up.
Yep.
And the first thing we do... The Mii Maker.
Yep.
Well, the Mii channel.
Oh my god. We had so many weird ass Miis on there.
We spent a good 4 hours before we even played a single game.
Just
in the Mii Maker.
And we would like take turns. Like you would make one, I would make one. You would make one, I would make one. And yours, you would try and like make people, and then I would just make abominations.
Well, no, you made yourself, and then you made abominations, and then you made a bunch of your friends.
Yeah.
And you know what was the best part?
What?
Whenever you had a fallout with a friend, you'd completely mess up. You wouldn't delete them. You'd mess up the Miis and make them look jacked up as hell.
Hey,
I'd see it and be like, oh, I guess Alex isn't friends with her anymore.
I think that's pretty funny. I mean...
Well, the best part is I still have that Wii, and they're all still saved on there. I gotta pull that out at some point.
Find some of my best creations, please. I'd really like to see them.
Yep. But yeah, that was... The Mii Maker, for as simple as it is, I still think is one of the best, like, avatar creation systems in, like, any, like, modern, like, system.
Oh, yeah. No, I think it gave you, like, a ton of options to choose from.
It gave you a ton of options, but you also had to get creative with certain things. Because they weren't... It wasn't like the Xbox 360 avatars, which are incredibly customizable. And the Miis were a bit more limited, so you kind of had to, like, work with what you got.
Yeah.
So
but people got so creative with them.
Yeah. Especially in, like, we alluded to with 3DS, when we talked about the 3DS, was games like Tamagotchi Life or Miitopia, and how many bizarre things you'd find in that game, just that other people created.
Oh, yeah, like, finding, like, especially, like, I remember finding, like, a ton of, like, the anime characters, or, like, the video game characters, and, like, how...
Oh, yeah.
Or, like, there was one that was, like, Batman, and I don't know how someone did it, but they basically manipulated, like, the hair, and all, like, the hair, the facial hair, the eyes, or, like, the face structure pieces to make it look like a Batman mask. But it was always hilarious, because... If they're straight faced, they're fine, but as soon as they showed any emotion, it would just be like, and you'd be like, oh.
Yeah. Miis were fun. Although, and honestly, I think we had a little bit too much fun just like manhandling and terrorizing them too. Making
Oh
them
yeah,
run
because
around
you
and
could
do
like,
stupid things.
well, you could pick them up, and then like,
And just
couldn't
throw
you
'em.
also like that? You could like a whistle, and they would all line up like a
Yeah.
army section, like.
And you could set them, make them do parades and then other things. It was the most simplest thing ever, but my God, was it entertaining.
Oh yeah,
And the music. The
Da,
music.
da, 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 da.
Yeah.
It's
Don't
iconic.
kill the audience's ears. But yeah, that theme
Thanks.
Worms?
Thanks a lot.
that theme worms its way into your head and it just stays there forever. And it's so catchy and simple that you don't ever get tired of it while you're making these endless amounts of avatars before you run out of room on your system. Which had an incredibly limited hard drive, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, whenever I like think of the Me song too, I think of that guy who like added lyrics to it.
Oh, Brental
Brental
Floss.
Floss.
I don't even know if he's still a thing. to
I
be
don't know
honest.
either, but I just know it was like make me.
You just reminded me of Screw Attack, and I really miss Screw Attack now.
You should,
Yeah.
if anyone hasn't seen that video, you should go watch it because it's very entertaining. And then when you hear the Me song, that's just what's gonna be in your head.
Yeah. But anyways, after that, of course, then after we had our fill of making avatars for about 4 hours, we moved right on to Me Sports, or Wii Sports.
Me Sports.
It was pretty
Me
much Me Sports. And this is where I started to realize the commercials for the Wii were a little exaggerated. Because
tennis. Vigorously
So,
shaking your
you guys couldn't see this, but Alex just flailed around like a maniac on the camera. And that is pretty much how everybody played Wii Tennis the first time.
Yeah.
Because-
you just flail.
Because you could try to play Wii Tennis like they intended, like in the commercials and stuff, or you just flail the thing around and you're most of the time going to hit the ball. And
And
admittedly,
the best part too is that like you look at your me character and they're just like wah, wah, wah. Like,
yeah, they're losing their mind. Like, it's the most inaccurate motion controls you'll probably ever... it's the most basic motion control, because, I mean, there's been... We'll get to it later, but there was later motion control devices that also came out around the time that were much more accurate compared to what Wii Sports was. But Wii Sports was admittedly a blast at the time.
Oh yeah,
And
it was fun.
Do you remember the first time playing the Wii, that bizarre concept of actually standing up playing video games?
Oh yeah. No, that was
How
definitely...
long did that last?
Yeah, not very long.
No. that was pretty much like, yeah, we can just sit down and do the same thing.
Yeah. Well, and there was also like I remember like bowling too. Like you would
Wii
actually
bowling-
like try and like bowl, but
Wii
then like
bowling, Wii bowling is the best part of that entire package.
it's pretty fun.
Still the best bowling game on the
And
Wii,
you
in
don't
my
even like bowling.
Yeah, I know. That's the ironic part.
I don't know why, but he has like a vendetta against bowling for some reason.
Because it's boring. Because you throw the ball and then you sit there for 20 minutes and do nothing while everyone else goes. Then you get up and throw another
You
ball.
drink. That's what you do. You drink alcohol. You get
Yeah.
drunk, and then
And
it's even
every
funnier.
Yeah, but every bowling alley you go to has a really stupid bar setup where you have to wait in line for 5 hours to get one overpriced beer. No, thank you.
No, not everyone.
The ones we've been to.
All right, well, there's a place like right by my apartment I want to try, so I'm
I
gonna
still
force
hate bowling.
you. Well, we're going bowling. Everyone, please yell at Bill to go bowling with me. Thank you.
And then, other than bowling, there was also the boxing mini game.
Oh yeah, which is just again flailing.
No, that one you had to like you weren't flailing, you were like doing punch motions, and you had to like guard kind of.
It always turned. I didn't guard. I just flailed.
No, that's why you lost every round.
I didn't really get it though. This is like that period of time where I like didn't really know a lot.
You also
about video games.
didn't get baseball either because you flailed the bat around. Watching her play Wii Sports is one of the greatest things ever, because even though she has dexterity and like her brain has developed now, she still plays
flail.
exactly the same way.
Oh, when you come up to visit me, bring Wii Sports so we can play it.
Okay, now I have to like bring like 3 consoles and like
No, I
all
have a
sorts
Wii.
Yeah, but we have other things I need to bring that up for future podcasts that I'm not going to mention yet.
Bring
But any,
esports.
anyways,
Bring it.
what was the? Oh yeah, golf. Actually, I don't think
Golf.
we played golf.
I don't think we did. I think we might have played it for like 2 seconds and we're like, this sucks.
Well, it's not like Rugrats mini golf, okay?
Yeah.
Rugrats mini golf, which we thought was boring too.
Mm. Golf.
And then, so what did we play right after Wii Sports? I
I'd
think it was
say-
Mario Party 8, actually.
I think it was Mario Party 8, and we played the shit out of Mario Party 8.
Yes, we did. That was how we first. That was our first experience learning. Do not do a 50-turn game.
Oh, I think we finish those, or did we quit?
We finished one.
And then we quit all the other times because we were like, yeah, we could do 50 turns again. And then we were like, why the hell did we think this was okay?
So, 50-turn Mario Party game also depends on the board because some of the boards are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But the train one is fun. The train one.
Yeah, the train one where it's like the hotels. Is that the
No,
one?
no, no. You're thinking of the Koopa one, which wasn't fun.
Oh, I like the hotel one. It was.
I did not like that gimmick.
It reminded me of Monopoly.
Yeah. No,
I
like
like
the
the
train.
hotel.
I like the train one, which was like it was a straight shot. Well, a lot of the boards in this one were kind of straight shots, but I like the train one just because it was like you started at the end of the train, you had to get to the front, and then you'd go where you get a star, and then you had to go on the roof of the train and go all the way back to the back. But the train could
Oh,
sometimes
yeah.
get like switched around the segments. Occasionally, you'd get a Donkey Kong block, which would replace the front of the train with the Donkey Kong, who would give you a free star, or a Bowser, who would take a star from you. And you could always screw people over, especially when you have like a 4-player game,
Yep.
because the PC is a cheater.
Was the train one of the ones you had to unlock? Like you didn't originally get it.
No, you had all of the only one that you had to unlock was the Bowser stage, which I don't think we ever
okay.
unlocked.
Yeah, I don't think we ever did.
I remember that one. I remember the basic Donkey Kong Jungle one, which was the basic Mario Party board, and then I remember the Goomba Beach one because that was the only one where you got a free star at the end of the board every time. Was there another one? Those are the only ones I can remember. There's probably one I'm missing.
There was a hotel.
Oh no, there was
one.
a haunted. There was the
Yeah,
the
there was the
hotel
Boo
one,
one.
and there was a haunted mansion one. I remember
Yeah.
that.
It was Boo, Donkey Kong, the train,
The beach and then the hotel
beach,
one.
and then Bowser.
And the Bowser one we never unlocked.
Yeah.
Also, the most boring bonus unlockable characters of Blooper and Koopa Hammer Bro or Koopa Trooper.
Woo!
Yeah.
Who did we end up
But,
playing as most of the time? Like, who did you always pick? You always picked Waluigi.
Either Waluigi or just plain Luigi.
And I think I always either picked a princess or Yoshi. I feel like I always picked princess or Yoshi.
Well, sometimes I picked Toad just because he was so annoying. Now, one thing about Mario Party 8 that's kind of infamous, because the actual levels and design isn't bad. Like, it's the last, I guess you could call, say, like, true Mario Party, because it was the last one that Hudson Soft worked on.
Mm-hmm.
Before they got killed by Konami.
Wah, wah.
But, what makes Mario Party 8 somewhat infamous is its mini-games.
The motion controls.
Oh.
The motion.
So,
The soda can game.
okay, well, the soda can game is the most infamous, like, of just...
It's so
The
fucking
soda
stupid.
can game is literally 4
Shake a
people
can.
grab... Yeah, you get 4 people...
It's me playing
4
every Wii Sports game, basically. Flailing.
Basically, the gist of the game was... It's 4 people with soda cans, and the goal is just shake the hell out of the can, and whoever's can explodes up the highest in a stream is the winner. So you basically just have to like shake the Wii remote in a can motion like a madman.
Yep.
And it was the most like your parents walk in, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, what
It's
the
like
hell?
I'm playing Mario Party.
I'm playing Mario Party and I'm winning!
I'm shaking a soda can here. Can't you tell?
I remember we would get so into it too. Like we would just end up flailing, like jumping up and down, doing anything to get the highest score. I remember
Especially when
that.
we had friends over and they were like, "Oh my god, you guys."
Yeah, we were
But then
chaotic.
there was a bunch that were like you had to like punch the screen so you'd be like shaking back and forth. The funnest ones were like the pointer ones where you'd like have to shoot the
Yeah,
characters
you'd
with
have
the
to
pointer,
like point and like, yep, those ones were always fun.
or the one
Eh.
that was basically a predecessor to cut the rope.
Mm. Oh, that one was actually really fun because like it wasn't even about like it was all a game of chance. Like
Yeah.
it was just like you could make it, you could not make it. And
See, I love that.
that's what
I
was
love
fun
that one
about
because that one straight up trolled you.
it. Yeah,
Because you'd cut it sometimes and it would like pause for a while and you'd be like, "Oh good, I'm safe," and then you just die.
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Oh, nope, I'm done."
yeah.
Oh man. Yes.
It did have some good ones, but then it had like a lot of like bad.
A lot of
ones.
them were just literally shake the Wii remote or punch with
Yeah.
the Wii remote. Or
'Cause there's, like,
flail
that-
with the Wii remote.
That jump rope game where it was like impossible to get the time into.
Oh, the jump rope game, other known as "I hate to be one of the jumpers."
I was just like, if
a
you
lot of
got
the-
that
a lot
game,
of
you were
the-
just like, give me the rope, give me the rope.
Yeah, because if you had the rope, all you had to do was do like a jump rope motion like a madman, and you'd literally take everybody out because you were so freaking fast compared to them.
I think
And
the
I always-
the only times you had a legitimate chance was if it was like the NPC, like the non-play, like the game.
No, even
doing
even
it.
he was like.
No,
he
even
could
the game
sometimes-
was hard, but like that was like your only chance because sometimes they could be shitty, you know.
But well, yeah, if you set them for like one.
Exactly.
But I remember that one. Another big issue this game had was a lot of the 1 versus 3 mini games were horribly one-sided.
Oh
To
yeah.
either the 3 or the 1,
Yep.
just because of how the motion controls worked.
I'm trying to think. What were some of the ones that were like pretty infamous on the non-fairness?
The one on the you're on the roof and there's one person with the cannon.
Oh yeah.
That one
and you
was
have to-
very easy to take everyone out, basically.
If you had a good shot, like you could just go and like kill everyone.
Well, because you had pointer controls and it was super easy to aim,
But then everyone else is just like, ah.
and everyone else had to use D-pad 3D movement, which
Yuck.
was something that we had very much an issue with early on. But I mean, other than that, Mario Party was probably the most played early game on the system.
Oh yeah. Play a
But,
lot of Mario Party.
Other than that, we're going to take a quick break, guys, and we'll be right back.
Bye.
And we're back.
We're back.
Well, anyways, after Mario Party 8, the next game was a bit interesting because this was more one of me and Alex's classic I play a game and she watches.
Yep.
So the next major game we had for the Wii was Super Paper Mario,
Yes.
which, so believe it or not, the Wii was actually our first Nintendo console that we ever owned in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Not counting, we had a hand-me-down NES.
But like we
Back in
didn't
the
really
day.
play that. Like we just
Well, you didn't really touch that one. I
Yeah.
played a lot of Super Mario Brothers.
yeah.
But aside from the NES, we really didn't have any. We never had like I was a PlayStation kid back in the day. We had a PlayStation, then we had PS2,
Yep.
and then the Wii was really the first Nintendo console we had from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So as a part of that, with Super Paper Mario, that was actually also our introduction to the Paper Mario series.
Yes.
So, and little did we know, Super Paper Mario was actually extremely polarizing when it came out.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Nope.
I just thought, oh, this is cool.
Yeah. This is
So
a cool game.
Super Paper Mario is neat because it was more of an action RPG with platforming elements,
Yep.
and it had this really cool paper gimmick where you could like turn the screen 3D temporarily,
Mm-hmm.
and you'd use it to solve puzzles so you could like get across parts of the level that didn't make sense in 2D.
Yep.
And I remember it having like this phenomenal storyline, like like the best story. I'd still say the best story in the entire Paper Mario series.
Yeah, because wasn't there like a love story as part of it? Wasn't
So
it?
the whole overarching, there's like an overarching love story in the background.
Spoiler warning.
Yeah, if it's over a year old, I don't care anymore.
Okay.
But and this game is like over a decade old, so
Yeah.
well, getting there anyways. It's half a decade anyways, but no, yeah, it's a decade. What am I saying?
Yeah.
But anyways, God, we're old. But anyways, Super Paper Mario was interesting because that was like one of my first real like guide games, like game facts.
Yep.
But what was funny was our Wii was set up in the basement, and this was the early days where you didn't have smartphones and you didn't have
Nope.
convenient laptops or internet everywhere.
No.
So if I wanted to, basically what I had to do was I'd be in the basement, I'd get stuck. So I'd run upstairs to my computer
Yep.
and look up the game fact
Yep.
and then run back down.
And then you'd
And then-
forget. So you'd have to run back upstairs.
No, I didn't usually forget.
I would have if I was you.
Well, I'd read it enough to like figure out. Well, I remember at one time I contemplated printing out the game fact in full, and then I realized it was over 700 pages, and I was like, no, they'd kill me if I did that.
Yeah. Well, that's something that you do at school and you go, oops, I printed it out.
Oh, so no kidding, off topic, but I did that once by accident.
At
I
home
printed
or
out
at school?
at school. I printed out an entire freaking novel at the school library, and I didn't know what to do, so I just got up and left.
Just left.
Yep. I was like, I didn't do it. Just walked away.
I bet it wasn't
No, 'cause
double-sided either.
No. I accidentally hit
Full
the
color.
print button.
Full color.
It was a laser printer, so I doubt it. But I accidentally hit print. I didn't think about it, and I freaked out and didn't hit cancel. So I just all of a sudden heard the printer start printing in the background, and I just went, uh-oh. And I just got up, packed up my things, and left.
You know that they can trace where.
I never got talked to, so they...
I'm sure they didn't care at that point because it was too late. But like,
No, I bet they didn't even pay attention.
I bet they didn't care. They bet they were just like some stupid fucking idiot printing.
It was over 1,000 pages, though. I was like, uh-oh.
I'm just picturing the librarian just be like, this fucking bullshit. Like,
I was in 7th grade at the time, so...
so that was at
See-
Carver. I'm like trying to think like who.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Who was the library? I don't even remember
I
going to
don't-
the
I don't
library that
remember.
much.
I just remember the computer lab at that school was like in this little alcove in the library that was like really... See, this is why I don't think they would have noticed, because there was like no one in there watching. Because this was after hours, because I just walked home after that.
Oh my god. I'm just like picturing the librarian and be like, this fucking bullshit again. These stupid ass kids.
No, but what was funny was if I had done that now, I would have known how to cancel it.
Yeah. Oh. But you were only in 7th grade, so you're only like,
Yeah, then I freaked out. I just kind of was like, ran away. I was like, I didn't do it.
oh, that just makes, I don't know why that makes me laugh so much. I think it's just because I picture the librarian just be like,
You know what the
like
funniest
literally
part was,
taking
too?
it and putting it in the recycling right after.
You know what the best part too was? It was a documentary on the Titanic. Because I was super into that at the time.
I bet they knew exactly who printed it out then.
No, I didn't know the librarians, Alex, that much, so...
Oh my god, that's
I also
hilarious.
rarely ever went to the computer lab.
I can totally picture. I bet you weren't the only kid who ever did that.
No,
though.
probably not. Well, some kids probably did it on purpose.
Yeah.
So.
At that point, you
'Cause
should
we-
have just owned it and took it. Been like, sweet.
Yeah, but Alex, I was like Mr. Goody Two Shoes in middle school, so I hadn't completely just checked out of school.
Oh my goodness.
Even anyways, we were talking about Super Paper Mario.
We
and game
were?
facts.
We were?
Yeah. But you know what's funny about Super Paper Mario?
What?
That is there was a lot of early Wii games that were clearly GameCube games. They just ported over.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this Super Paper Mario was very clearly one of those, because in terms of motion controls, there ain't a lot going on.
No. No.
There's like literally all you do is have to point the pointer occasionally at the screen to do something, and it was kind of like
you didn't even really use it. Like you
Well-
ended up using that other little
so.
controller.
The reason why no, you had to use it the side, you had to use the on its side controller for Super Paper Mario
Oh, I thought. Whoops.
because you had to use that to use the
Oh, it was like
that-
the Clippy, like the little
the
butterfly.
butterfly thing, Chippy or something.
Chippy.
I don't know.
I think it was Chippy.
I forget what the no Chippy was Bowser's Inside Story.
No. Clippy?
I don't know. It was a butterfly.
It was a little butterfly lady who's the love, right? Isn't she like the love?
Yeah, she's the spirit of the one of the love interests in the overarching story.
Yeah.
But yeah, so all you'd have to occasionally point the Wiimote at the screen to like get like information and stuff, and I swear it was so finicky when it would work because I'd point at the screen multiple times and it would never recognize it. But also, our sensor bar was in a weird spot on
Yeah.
that TV, so
We
it
didn't have a
probably
great
didn't
spot
recognize
for
it
that
half the time.
TV. We still have that TV, right?
I don't know if it's hooked up. Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
I hope we do because that's a CRT and there's not a lot of those around anymore.
Off topic. Whoops. No,
But,
that one was like that one was really cool. I remember you having to like struggle. You'd be like, ugh, ugh. Like I'd
Yeah.
be like, "You okay over there?" And you're like, "No, it's not working."
Well, then I was probably stuck on a frustrating boss or something too, and I was trying to find out how many hit points they had
Yep.
because that was how you found out hit points.
I forgot.
But yeah,
about
that was Super Paper Mario was pretty fun. But after Super Paper Mario, we move on to one of the first duds we had for the Wii.
Boogie.
Anyone else remember Boogie?
Boogie.
One of the most hyped up games during like the press launches and stuff, and then it was so stupid.
Stupid. It was basically a dancing game, but it also
It was a rhythm
karaoke
game / karaoke game.
Yeah. Which,
I think.
No, yeah, that's what it was. Because I played it a couple times. I didn't play it for
I think I watched you play it and I was like, what the hell is this?
It was, like, very, like, I think you could even do both at the same time. You could either do karaoke or
I think the
dancing, or I
gimmick
think
was
you
it
could
was
do
like
both.
it was designed to be really simple, but you couldn't like just be repetitive with your dance moves or your singing, so you had to like change it up.
Yeah.
And I just remember it being really dumb. But I remember that was one of the games that they hyped up during
Yeah.
like the press releases.
And it was all, like, 80s hits. Like, it was all, like,
Yeah.
disco hits, like Boogie Wanna Dance. I think it had, like, Earth, Wind, and Fire. It was all these
Yeah.
80s, like, Rock the Boat.
Nowadays,
I'm pretty
I'd appreciate Rock the Boat.
Rock
See, I'd
the Boat.
appreciate that nowadays, but back then I was like, what is that?
Dancing Queen.
Like, who thought this was a great idea?
I don't know. I mean, the thing is like, I think they were trying to use the motion controls, but also trying to do a little more. Because that game also, it came with a microphone. Like, it came with a microphone that plugged into the Wii. It came with its own special microphone. I remember that.
Which wasn't that special because it was identical to the one that came with a certain later game that
Yes.
we'll talk about. But,
Yes, but I remember that was, like, a cool feature at the time.
I don't know if we still have it. I need to go see if we still have Boogie.
I feel like you do. I feel like it's somewhere.
It's not in my current collection up here,
It might
so it might
be-
be down in storage.
It might be in the
I gotta
basement.
find that because I want to blog about that at some point.
I think it might be in the basement. I don't know
I'll
though.
have to
I
go-
haven't been. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I haven't been in the basement. I think for like I've been in the basement, but I haven't really looked around in it for like.
It's a workout room now, so it's
Yeah.
highly. I'll have to look.
Yeah. No.
But yeah. So other than Boogie, we had a lot of like random like crap that we got as gifts too for the Wii. Like the
Oh,
Wii
yeah.
was like one of the mother loads of shovelware back in the day.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because I know I had like this like super shitty Bratz game.
Yeah, that you had to use
Oh.
motion controls for
You had to use
everything. And it was
motion.
you struggled to just move.
It like was one of those games that was like it just wasn't even fun to play. Like it was just like you were just so frustrated and annoyed that you were just like, oh.
What was funny though is there was
screw
the
this.
PS2 version was probably playable.
Yeah, that's what I remember you telling me that, and I was like, Ugh. But I remember that Bratz game. I bet I had like a couple Barbie games or something, but I don't remember them.
Nah, not Barbie. You had Dancing with the Stars.
Oh yeah, I think I played that once and then didn't play it again.
You know, Dancing with the Stars, that PS2 game that you see at your local Walmart just sitting there. It's been there for 5 decades, but no one's bought it. You know the one I'm talking about.
Nope.
But, yeah, so other than that, I think the next major game we played was Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. One of the most... So, a
the
Mario and Sonic crossover
everyone wanted, but
nobody asked
no
for
one
that.
asked for. Everyone wanted the crossover between the two
But Olympics?
games, but not Olympic games. And then it went on to make several others, but only had like the original. I think we only had
the original one is the one that we remember the most. And there was, as much as I am not a huge fan of that kind of style of game, like party games like that, it was admittedly kind of fun.
Yeah, like I remember like playing it together, and like the Wii games the motion controls were pretty good, and they were actually pretty enjoyable.
They were better than Wii Sports, I'll give it that.
Yeah, they were more accurate than Wii Sports, I would say.
See, I like a lot of the visual gags with Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, because there's just something funny about Eggman outrunning Sonic in the 50-meter dash. Because you could do that in because Eggman was a playable character and he could do every game.
Well, there was also like stats to the characters too, right? Like they did have stats based on like their skills. They had stats,
but actually my favorite visual gag is the swimming one where Sonic has a life jacket. Because he can't swim.
Wasn't there like a Sonic short where it's like him jumping into the pool and like drowning?
Yeah.
Between the times.
Oh god, I haven't thought of Sonic shorts in years.
I don't know. Well, I think of them sometimes, like because sometimes I'll just be like chaos, Swiss roll.
Yeah. But I just loved like little visual gags, like because I think Sega actually made those games. Nintendo just kind of
was like, here's our characters, have fun.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, you can make it exclusive to our system, and you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, and make us money. Now.
I just remember some of the characters doing certain events was just hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I think like Bowser running was always funny too.
Bowser versus Eggman running is one of the most funny things ever. Because it's like, why? Especially when they're beating Sonic or like Shadow.
Oh yeah.
Or anyone in that universe.
Anyone who's fast.
Those were always funny. Honestly, the mini games got more ridiculous with like the later iterations. Like I still remember the London 2020 games where it was there was horseback riding, and I always remember that one just because of the commercial with Luigi
on the horse,
riding the horse.
Yep.
It was always like, yep.
That's
they put a lot of charm in those, but I feel like they did get kind of phoned in as they went on.
Oh yeah, I think the first one was like the one that had like the most like charm, and then as it went on,
the winter games was pretty charming too.
Yeah, no, the winter one was pretty good. I had a Nintendo, I think it was a 3DS game.
No, DS.
I had
a DS one.
Yeah, I had a Nintendo DS game of the winter games, and it had a
storyline. Yeah, because it had a story mode.
And it was stupid. I don't think I played it very much. I was just like, this kind of sucks on a handheld. Bye. So I didn't really play it, but.
Yeah. So that was fun, and then another big game that came out for the Wii was Mario Kart Wii.
Yes.
Which was hilarious because Mario Kart Wii was hyped up because motion controls, and it came with a piece of plastic shaped like a steering wheel.
Which did absolutely nothing.
No, you could play the motion controls to the same effect without the wheel.
Yep.
But the wheel was just funny.
It was just a gimmick. And they sold a bunch, so...
Yep. It did. I mean, I'm not a massive fan of Mario Kart Wii, personally. Like, it was fine at the time, but Mario Kart 7 and 8 are just better in every way.
Yeah.
But,
it was a placeholder.
No, that wasn't even a placeholder. I mean, it was just the Mario Kart. The problem is it was unbalanced. Like, motorcycles were just better than everything in that game.
Oh, really?
And the item spam was ridiculous. Like, I don't know how many times I got hit by blue shells in that game.
Ugh. See,
But,
I don't think I ended up playing that one as much.
No, because you'd get frustrated because you didn't realize you could use a controller, so you'd get frustrated with the wheel.
Yep. That sounds about right. No.
So, and then moving on to another Mario-themed game, there was also New Super Mario Bros. Wii,
Yes.
which was essentially an updated, like an expansion on the New Super Mario Bros. For the DS, which was basically a throwback to classic 2D Mario. But the big gimmick with Super Mario Bros. Wii was it was 4-player co-op multiplayer.
Yes.
So you could have 4 players simultaneously at once. And my god, it turns into chaos so fast.
Yep.
Because all the players are like left and right fighting. Like one person's always going like not paying attention, falls down a cliff, and
Me.
you all share lives, basically.
Me.
No, you don't share lives, but...
Me. That was me. I was never paying. I think I was always like. I think every time we played a game like that, it was just you getting super frustrated because I was just constantly dying because I wasn't paying attention. Or I'd be like, oh, that's me. And then it was actually you, and I'd be like, oh no, that wasn't me. I'm dead.
So, New Super Mario Brothers Wii had an interesting feature where you could actually just put yourself in a bubble if
Yep.
you couldn't handle a platforming section and let the experienced player do it. So I'd constantly just be like, Alex, get in the bubble. You can't do this section.
Get in the box.
You suck.
Get
Or
in the-
in probably God, we were probably like 14, 15 when that came out.
Yep.
You stink.
I-
As you would say.
I think that game made me cry a couple times because you were so mean. Well, you weren't mean, but you were just getting frustrated. But I do remember crying a couple times playing that and be like, oh, he's being
Yeah, then
so
you'd go to mom, and then mom would take the video games away.
Yep. Sorry. You were mean. Good
Yeah,
times.
so there was that one, and then similarly, there was also Smash Brothers Brawl, which was...
Which was also me dying. I suck
Well,
at Smash Bros. I don't get
Smash
it.
Brothers Brawl wasn't so much you dying, it was more... You gave it an... Because we didn't really try the subspace thing, because we just knew from a fact that wasn't going to work.
Yep.
So it was more, we'd have like 4-player Smash games, and you'd usually be the first one to die.
Yep, and
And
then
then
I'd just be watching.
It would basically be just me playing with computers, because you'd be dead within 2 seconds.
I think I remember playing a little bit. The last time I went to like when was the last time I played? I don't know. I think it was like a Christmas party. And I just remember it was like one of your friends' Christmas party. And I remember I think I don't know where you were, but I got dragged into playing Smash. And
Oh
I
no,
just
that was the
sucked at
year
it.
where I got shitted, and that was the year where like everyone just played Smash for the entire party, and the rest
Yep.
of us all just got destroyed the
Yeah.
entire night.
So I was playing
So-
Smash and you were getting destroyed.
Yeah, you were playing Smash, I was getting smashed.
Yeah, good job. Proud of you. Yeah.
Because that was when I woke up and you weren't there anymore.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, so I remember that one. That was classic.
Yeah,
But,
I suck at Smash Brothers. I'm not good at it. It's not a game.
I'm not amazing at it either, but I mean, I also don't play competitively.
True.
But
I don't play at all.
another classic from back in the day was another relic of the era, you could say, was Rock Band.
Rock Band. The rival
Where-
to Guitar Hero. Did Rock Band last though? I know like Guitar Hero lasted for a little bit longer, right?
No, they both lasted about the same. So here's the fun fact. Guitar Hero was created by Harmonix,
Yep.
who made the first 2 games and then the 80s spin-off. Then Activision purchased Red Octane, the publisher of Guitar Hero and the ones who made the controllers.
Yep.
And they didn't own Harmonix, so Harmonix later, they basically just got one of their in-house studios to make the games, and then Harmonix later went on to make Rock Band.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's why they're so
Similar.
basically the same game.
Oh, that's really funny. I didn't know that.
So Harmonix made Rock Band, which the whole gimmick with Rock Band was at the time you could play all the instruments, not just guitar.
You could
and bass.
sing. There was the drums, and then guitar and bass.
It was guitar, bass, singing, drums, and then Guitar Hero immediately copied it.
Yep. They were
With
like,
one of the
drum set, we need it. Oh,
And
oh
ironically,
God, my
the Guitar
voice
Hero
just got so like, bleh, like it was so gross. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Admittedly, the Guitar Hero controllers were so much higher quality
Yeah.
than the Rock Band. The Rock Band ones were flimsy as crap.
Oh yeah, you just were like,
But-
you were holding it, and you were just like, this is garbage, but I will still use
But-
it.
Yeah, but I'll give Rock Band credit. They put a lot more character into some of their ideas than Activision did into Guitar Hero towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we had a decent time, even though we were.
Terrible.
I was never great at Guitar Hero or Rock Band to begin with. I could never get past medium.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on trying to play the drums.
Nope.
And singing was always a joy. Because
I
neither
didn't-
of us can sing.
Nope. We are both tone deaf. As you know, we've sung a couple times on here.
You've sung a couple times. I have
No,
not.
you sang the putt putt. You sang the putt putt song.
Did I?
Yes,
I don't
you
even
did.
remember.
Yes, you did.
I was drinking, so I don't remember. But
Jesus.
yeah. So we had Rock Band, and you know what's funny? Everybody, I guarantee, everybody paid like hundreds of dollars for those big bundles,
Yep.
and I'm convinced most of those like drum sets and guitars just got thrown in the trash.
Yeah. No.
We still have the Rock Band guitar, and I think I have my Guitar Hero guitars, but the drum sets are long gone.
Yeah, I don't know where the drum set went. I think we
No,
do
the
still
drum,
have the
the
guitar.
Rock Band drum set definitely got thrown out, and I think I eventually tossed the Guitar Hero one because it was starting to fall apart.
Yeah. I
The
know.
microphones are probably still around somewhere. I probably have them in storage.
Well, didn't the Rock Band guitar? But didn't it look kind of like a Rickenbacker? It was like
No,
black.
it was a,
No.
the Rock Band guitar looked like a Stratocaster.
Ah, Stratocaster. Okay.
I don't think they could afford to license Rickenbacker stuff.
No. Were the
But,
Rock Band ones licensed? Did the Rock Band ones didn't have a Wii game, right? It was because they
No.
the Guitar
Rock Band
Hero?
Rock Band was licensed by Fender. Guitar Hero, I believe, had a Gibson license.
No, I was just thinking like, was Guitar Hero on the Wii or was it just Rock Band?
Yeah,
on the Wii?
they were both on the Wii.
Oh, okay.
Those were on everything. We just for some reason got Rock Band on the Wii for some reason.
All right, why not?
Because I had Guitar Hero on the PS3.
Okay, that's what I thought because that's why I think I was getting confused because I was like, was Guitar Hero only on the PlayStation?
No, those were on everything,
Oh, okay.
pretty much. But yeah, that was another we had a lot of rhythm games back in the day.
We did.
We also had that like camping adventure board game that came with the power pad that we never played.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
But you know what's
we
funny
never
about that
played
thing?
Yeah. What?
I knew 4 other people who had the same thing and none of them played it.
I think it was one of those things that parents saw. They're like, "That looks interesting," and then.
I bet it was like $5 too, like cheap as shit.
And you know what's funny is that like we played. Remember when we had those Dance Dance Revolution pads, floor pads?
Yeah.
I think we played those way more than that. I don't think we ever touched that, but we played Dance
No.
Dance Revolution.
We didn't touch that thing once because I remember I was like, this looks terrible, but you just don't have a heart, so you're kind of like, great.
Yay! Sorry, Mom, if you're listening. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, anyways, another classic party game on the Wii was Boom Blocks.
Boom Blocks.
Boom Blocks was the best way to describe Boom Blocks was picture like Jenga taken to its logical extreme.
Yep.
Like it was basically kind of like it was like a big mini game compilation where like certain games were kind of like Jenga where you had to pull out blocks and keep the towers from falling, or other ones where you threw bombs and you had to destroy towers,
Yep.
or the little villager guys in the background that you could also hit,
Yep.
and they were just kind of more fun to hit sometimes.
Yep.
But I remember that was probably the most intense like multiplayer like things we had going on because those games were addicting.
Yeah. No, I remember like having a lot of fun with those. Like that was actually pretty fun for both of us. And then
See, it's the Wii is funny because the Wii has a ton of great games.
mm,
Despite the fact that the Wii is, for all intents and purposes, a souped-up GameCube
yep.
in terms of graphical power, but at the time I didn't really notice because, fun fact, during most of the early Wii days, I still had a crappy CRT that I had my PlayStation 3 plugged into, so I didn't really notice how much better PS3 games looked at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Wii's graphics never really bothered me. I mean, they were fine for what it was.
Yep.
But another classic Wii game I think we had was. Do you want to get into Wii Fit now?
Why not? The Wii Fit, the game that
Wii
tells
Fit.
you you're obese.
Wii Fit is hilarious because it is both an amazing idea and a terrible
Terrible
execution of. No, it's not. It's not a terrible idea. It's just a terrible execution of a good idea.
Yeah.
Because so Wii Fit is exactly as it sounds. It is literally a fitness game for the Wii, dedicated to helping people get in shape and be healthy.
Yeah, which in concept is a great idea. Like play a Wii
So-
game and be active. Awesome. Except
So
that's
the
not
pro-
what it was.
No, well, here's the thing. A lot of the actual mini games and like the stuff in Wii Fit was great. Like the overall games all like got you active. Like it had a whole ton of yoga things like tutorials and stuff.
Yeah.
And all sorts of different like things you could do. The problem was the way the game got you motivated did pretty much the opposite.
Yeah.
Because Wii Fit had this like custom balance board that was like great for it. Actually worked really well. It captured your weight and everything, and like it was basically just a scale on steroids.
Yeah.
But its big problem was the formula that they used to measure your body weight to like health ratio. It only really took your height into account and age,
Yeah.
and it didn't really take into account stuff like muscle mass or
No.
or like it didn't really take into account like that. So you would step on a scale, and we're pretty average people in terms of statures. And if we were to step on the scale, it literally be like you're freaking obese. Like you need to go. You're about to die of a heart attack. Like,
You're about to get diabetes, basically.
but the way it handled it too is you'd step on the scale and then your me, because it used your me's,
me
and
would-
you would just get obese and look so depressed.
Yeah.
And you'd be like,
Oh.
well, I don't want to play now because now I feel like a piece of shit.
Well, and I feel like one thing too is that I don't know exactly if this was developed in Japan, but if it was developed in Japan, the whole body weight and their system and viewing people it's very different from ours. Like in their
That's
whole,
a good point.
It's very different because like I remember like I'm like when I went to Japan I wore like a size like small or like a size like 4 like in pants when I went to Japan, and like they're not like there I would be like a large. Like
Oh.
the size difference is just like they just have it's totally different there. But also like you can
Yeah.
like if you like go and if you like look, you just don't see a lot of overweight Japanese people. They're very healthy and active. There's actually some laws. Like if you are overweight, there's actually a law where you have to get help to lose the weight. Like they will actually, if you're doctor, you'll actually be forced to lose the weight. It's kind of crazy. But I think that might also.
Interesting.
I don't know if the game was developed in Japan, but I was thinking about it and I
believe
was
it was
like,
developed. I believe it was developed in Japan in house.
yeah. So like that
believe-
could really affect the factors of like I don't know if they
Maybe-
adjusted that when they took into account the American audiences, but
The problem is it doesn't take into account muscle mass.
oh
and
yeah,
muscle
no, that's a
is,
huge problem because
muscle is heavier than fat.
especially because like at that time I was doing my Irish step dancing, so I was at the dance studio every week, and like my legs were really muscular, like because of the dancing, and I know you were like running too.
Yeah, and all my muscle mass was in my legs. So.
Yeah. So like both of us were in pretty good shape, but we both.
I wasn't in great shape in middle school and high school.
Yeah, I think I'm in worse shape now, but I'm working on it. But I was in pretty good shape then from dancing all the time. So
just blame 2020.
Yeah, I'm blaming 2020 especially, but I'm working on it.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, that was depressing to a degree, but it's funny because I think it was still a great idea in concept.
No, I think it is too, and it's one thing I will give Nintendo is that they've moved on to make some actually really great products, like the Wii, the Switch, like the Switch Ring.
Oh, Ring. You know, we'll probably get to Ring Fit Adventure at another time, so I
think
we'll save that.
Can you play 2-player with that? Is that 2-player game?
I don't know. I'll have to look into that.
Because if not, bring that, because I have mine too now, so we can both play.
I need to get a dedicated space to play that because I can't play that upstairs.
Yeah, exactly. Bring it to my apartment. So if it's 2-player,
we'll
research. We are, but I just wanted to give like a nod to like Nintendo that they actually have really improved their like.
Yeah, well, they made it more of a game.
They made it more a game and more fun. So, I will say that.
So, I mean, aside from that, the Wii, those were kind of our real experiences
like
with the
our
Wii,
childhood experiences,
because we didn't have, as when we were kids, you don't have money, so you can't get a lot of games.
There was also games that we just weren't into because there was like Zelda on there. There was a bunch of Zelda games and we weren't into those. And I think like Xenoblade Chronicles was on there.
Xenoblade did not come. I own Xenoblade now. It's a phenomenal game, but that was a late Wii game.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I saw that when I was looking up games.
Oh, Sonic Colors. The Sonic games. How can we forget those?
Oh yeah.
Like Sonic and the Secret Rings basically was made.
And then the Dark Knight, wasn't that one too? Like that's Batman. That's Batman.
No, I know. I'll get to that in a second. But so there was Sonic and the Secret Rings, which was made specifically because they couldn't port Sonic 06 to the Wii. And
good.
I mean,
good.
I'm not really sure which game is worse because they're both pretty shit. But yeah, so Sonic and the Secret Rings is literally it's a Sonic game on rails.
Yep.
Where you move Sonic left and right by tilting the Wiimote, and it's not fun.
It's stupid.
It is not fun.
It's stupid.
And then that was followed up by... Sonic had a series on the Wii called Sonic... The Storybook series, which only lasted 2 games.
Such a series.
Because both... Well, the first one sold well but sucked, and the second one was better but sold terribly.
Yep.
So,
womp womp.
Because the second game was Sonic and the Black Knight, which was...
I was close.
Basically, it was Sonic with a sword.
Yes.
And you'd swing the Wii remote to make Sonic swing the sword.
So it was basically
people
flailing.
Yeah, a little. I mean, it had a bit more skill because you had to actually use the nunchuck.
Flailing. I hope everyone can hear my whispers.
Maybe, but anyways, yeah. So that one was a bit more. Some people hate that game. I personally thought it wasn't bad. It had a great soundtrack, and it was a fun story. And then after that, the next main Sonic game was Sonic Colors, which was considered the series' return to form.
Yeah.
And I played the hell out of Sonic Colors back in the day. Like I thought that game was like. I still think that is one of the best Sonic games ever made, honestly. That one was great. That was towards the end of the Wii's life cycle, though, because the Wii is weird because it won the generation, but it also hit its peak very early in the generation and kind of just maintained it the rest of the generation. Because the Wii was a huge hit when it first came out.
Yeah.
And then its fan base kind of fell off. To a degree, because eventually Sony and Microsoft both kind of jumped on the motion control bandwagon.
Yep.
And we got gems like the PlayStation Move, which looks like something else entirely.
Yep.
And then we had the Microsoft Kinect, which was basically the iToy on steroids.
I really wonder who made the PlayStation Move and like who okayed that, like who said
This doesn't look like anything. For context, look up what the PlayStation Move looks like, and you'll understand.
It makes me wonder if there was no females on the team. I just wonder, if it was all males.
No, I just don't
think
they. I don't think they. I just don't think they thought about it.
I
honestly.
don't know. I just am
It's great though, because
Should I whisper it to them? Should I tell them what it looks like?
They'll get it.
Okay.
But what's funny is the PlayStation Move and the Microsoft Kinect were both very much.
Oh. Uh-oh. Bill, you're frozen. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know what to do.
Hey guys, Bill here. Just wanted to explain for the somewhat abrupt ending there. Unfortunately, Alex's Wi-Fi completely crapped out right at the end of our conversation there, so we really weren't able to finish up the Wii discussion entirely. But we were pretty much right about at the point where we were going to wrap things up, anyways. So I just wanted to thank you guys all for joining us once again at the Gaming and Collecting Podcast. The Gaming and Collecting Podcast can be found on all your major podcasting platforms, particularly Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And anyways, guys, thank you again for joining us as we discuss the games that shaped us. Hopefully next time we won't completely fall apart right at the end there. Anyways, guys, see you later.